What's good, people? Today I got the third fragrance in the Parfums de Marly Les Extrait line. This one is called Aragon. But let's jump right into the scent. And before I even look at notes, I'm just going to tell you what I'm smelling right now. And what I'm smelling is a beautiful, juicy citrus, probably mandarin orange, paired with a very nice cardamom, a very nice, rich, and perfectly dosed vanilla and leather. Again, a perfectly dosed, nice leather. As with, the other two fragrances, the opening, stunning. The opening, 10 out of 10. Fragrance isn't 10 out of 10, but the openings on these three, phenomenal, fantastic. They are fantastic. And as I look at the notes here, the only thing in the notes that I didn't mention is the tonka. It is a sweet fragrance. There's patchouli, cypriol, and davana. I gotta be honest, not really getting a whole lot of green in this fragrance other than a subtle leafy green patchouli, very much deep in the base, very much way in the background. And cinnamon. I can't believe I missed the cinnamon, but yeah, this fragrance is just on a smells good factor. It just smells good. It's so well balanced. It's so well blended. I'm going to give you some alternatives. One stupid thing I hear is, oh, you can get, for that price, you can get so many things better. The problem with that is not that it's not true. The problem with that is you can say that about any expensive fragrance, which is why I'm going to give you some alternatives to this fragrance. And while I give you these alternatives, let me say this. When it comes to the three fragrances in this line and Parfums de Marly in general, normally you can point to a Parfums de Marly fragrance and people will say that is a clone of this fragrance over here, or this is inspired by, or their take on it. I think these three fragrances and what separates this line from the rest of the Parfums de Marly lineup is that I think they kind of did their own thing with these three fragrances. All these complaints about Parfums de Marly is a clone house. Well, I think they finally gave you some original pieces here. I just want you to remember that as I tell you the alternatives. Now, on a quality level, I think the quality of Aragon is up there with Guerlain Spiritus Double Vanille. I think it's, and I know the niche guys, I probably pronounced it wrong. They're going to, they're probably going to have a fit right now. But I think the quality level's up there with that. I think the quality is up there with Dior's Vanilla Diorama. I think the fragrance is great. And if you want some alternatives, you could get that Guerlain Spiritus Double Vanille. You could get YSL Baby Cat, which I think leans a little bit more feminine. Baby Cat's just an absolute room filler. Which leads me to the performance of this fragrance. And it's very tricky. I don't know why Parfums de Marly decided to go the extrait route, which makes these fragrances a lot heavier, which not necessarily makes them skin scents, but where your scent bubble on an EDP would be like way out here, just radiating off your skin. Your scent bubble's a little closer, and you could spray a lot more and get it out just a little further, but what will be close to you will be a lot stronger. The extrait route would not have been my choice. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing Aragon. It's my scent of the day, of course, and I layered it with Ambroxan, which makes this, phenomenal. It takes it up a notch. It fixes that kind of closer scent bubble, which is good because now I'm just, absolutely satisfied with this fragrance. But the bad thing is when I pay $550 retail, $600 in real world money, I shouldn't be fixing Parfums de Marly's fragrances. It's going to be interesting when I try the Ambroxan with this that has its own kind of weird ambroxan already in it. But I have a Chanel, parfum flanker that I do the same thing, and that also makes that fragrance phenomenal. Another thing that I heard that I 9 times out of 10 dismiss is a lot of people saying, I'll wait till a Middle Eastern clone house clones this. Well, I think those guys, a broken clock is right twice a day. I think they might be right on this one. At these prices, it's really not going to hurt you to just wait it out and maybe even give a Middle Eastern clone house that eventually clones these fragrances a shot. The longevity on all these is really good. The problem is at a 6-7 hour mark, these, they're still hanging on for sure, close to the skin where you're probably going to refresh. And yeah, technically the fragrance might last 10 hours, 11 hours, but does it really matter if you're refreshing at about 6? I mean, if I'm going to give my humble opinion here, this is a $550 fragrance that probably should be priced about $300, meaning it's overpriced by about $250, as opposed to their usual offerings that are priced about $400 that we usually wait till they hit discounters to purchase them at $200. So Parfums de Marly overpriced this line by $250 instead of overpricing them by their usual $200. And now the community is in an uproar. I mean, come on, what are we talking about here? But that's my little spiel. That's my little partial rant here. I'm going to give Parfums de Marly Eragon what I think is a good score. I think Eragon is a very solid 8 out of 10. It's very much what you should expect out of an expensive niche fragrance. Only I expect expensive niche fragrances to cost about $300. But it is what it is. I really can't have an opinion on the price because no matter what I say or what I think or what I feel, it's math, not magic. Nothing changes the $550 price point. If that's insane to you and that's way too much for you to buy it, nothing I say or do is going to change that. You guys got the money. You guys got the power. You guys are really in charge of what these brands charge you for these fragrances. So take that power, take that initiative, and maybe hold out. Or if you really want to take a stand, just don't buy them at all. That's all I got to say about Parfums de Marly and Eragon. Thank you guys for watching.